Io non ho una domanda speciale, però volevo dire questo, che da poche persone sento parlare di madre, mentre sentiamo solo parlare di padre. E volevo semplicemente che lei mi dicesse se può qualcosa di più sulla madre.
See, I'm so happy that in Italy people have so much respect for their mother and also for Madonna. It's rather surprising why they did not describe about Christ's mother in the Bible.
Yes.
The last word spoken of Christ, where he says, "Behold the mother." In all other scriptures of the world, this primordial mother is discussed, and everybody has talked about that she is the power, she is the Shakti.
This one is been hand painted. Been hand painted.
No wonder I wrote her.
And restored by Sahaja Yoga.
Water.
Look what I got for you. What is it?
You know how she was present for the birthday of Christ?
Yes, Baba.
What is this one? Is porcelain
I think it's plaster, no?
plaster. We have to be careful.
It's a little fragile.
Better be careful.
It was repaired by Sahaja Yoga and repainted.
It's an old
It's
thing.
an old one, yes, ma'am.
You can see the face. But maybe it's supposed to be. Be careful, I mean, you have to do this. Beautifully done. See her cloth. The red and the blue, and see I'm wearing the same combination. It is said that in the 10 Commandments, whatever is created by the heavens and by the earth should not be recreated and reproduced and worshipped. So the incarnations are created by the heavens. Only in modern times it is possible to take a photograph of the incarnation. But in the former days there was no possibility. Now, whatever is created by the Mother Earth is what has come out of the Mother Earth, which is the Swayambhu, is created by the Mother Earth. Now we have everywhere we find the Swayambhu things. Another thing is some realized souls also have made beautiful statues. There was one fellow in Russia, supposed to be very intelligent. He said that all right, if we keep mother's photograph and also the icons, we can get the same type of vibration. You cannot. Because icons are made by some artist, imaginary. These are not representing actually even Maria or Christ or anyone. They are all imaginary. If Italian ones makes Christ, he is Italian style. If somebody French one makes, he is thin like French. If you get somebody, say from Holland, he'll have a forehead like that. You see, all of them, they depict Christ as they want to. Then we have Maria the same way. her expression, her photograph, everything is all according to the imagination of the artist and to whatever country he belongs, that he will do. And they are not free. You can see they are not free. Because all these artists have a certain style. Now if it is Rembrandt, it's a style. If it is, say, Leonardo, it's a style. Though they are born realized, still they have a style. Nobody is like this, that he'll make today like this, tomorrow like this. There's no freedom. They are bound by their own styles. Everybody has one style, and that is the style they follow. Because, what is the reason? Reason is they must have done 3-4 type styles. Must have done, sure. But people must have rejected. This is no good, this is no good. So it's all, you see, opinion of the people. So they must have taken to one style. All right, this is the style. So you can see Christ. If he's Japanese, he'll have chinky eyes. If he is Chinese, he'll have no nose. If it's Indian, he'll be dark. So all kinds of Christs I've seen. And I feel that how can they emit vibrations, tell me? While with my photograph, how can you compare? Now, when we say that we should not worship, in the Bible it is written that you should not worship anything that is reproduced and created by the Mother Earth and the heavens. Now what is it? What is it created by the Mother Earth and by the heavens, which we should not reproduce? This nobody tried to find out. They think that you are not allowed to worship any form. It's all misinterpretation. It's completely misinterpretation. I'll tell you, there is in Paris a church called as, what is it called, brother? Notre Dame. And the statue of Mary and Christ is so vibrating, from outside you can see the vibrations are coming out. Now this must have been made by some very great artist who was a realized soul. For example, the Sistine Chapel in Rome has got a very beautiful frescoes of Christ and all that. And if you see that Christ, I mean, it's absolutely vibrating. But down below there's a big table on which they have put Christ, just bones, miserable creature, which is nowhere near Christ. I mean, it's impossible that Christ could be like that, so miserable, ugly looking, thin, worn out, hopeless case. How can he be Christ? I can't understand. He carried a complete, huge, big cross upon himself. Do you think these bones could have carried? And this was placed just below where in Sistine Chapel you find Christ standing as he was. How can it be?
Also, the mother of Christ is always shown as a fat person. Modern fashion, that he should become like a mosquito. Mona Lisa is the famous painting, Mona Lisa. She was a very fat woman. It's all the craze of the entrepreneurs you are playing into. They are making a fool out of everyone. Also, a divine personality needs water to protect the centers, the chakras.
I'll give an example of Mona Lisa. If you see Mona Lisa, I mean, I don't know, she cannot be an actress. She cannot win any beauty contest, I think. Her face is very serene, very motherly, very pure, her eyes. And why is it that she's eternally so much appreciated? The reason is, there is Ganesha principle in her. She's a mother. And the story about that one is that this lady had lost her child. And she would never smile, she would never cry. And one little child was brought to her. And when she saw the child, then the smile that came on her face of that love for the child is being depicted by this great artist. And that's why people are appreciating it. And you have seen in the West, though the don't show much interest in the mother-child relationships. Anywhere you go, is the mother and child theme is the best. They'll show you a photograph, this is mother and child, this is Christ's mother and child. When the Christ was brought down, the mother is there. They have to have mother and the child principle acting, otherwise that picture is not regarded as something great. Or you have to have actually Christ, who is the Ganesh principle himself, to be shown.
He wants to know about the appearance of Holy Mary, for example in Fatima or in other places.
Might have, it's quite possible. You see one of my photographs where people are taking photographs and she's there. She's appeared before me also. It's possible. I went to Portugal and they had a festival of the Lady of the Rocks. So I went to see that place, and there was a very small little statue of this height of the Mary, about say 5 inches at the most. And the face was just like mine, exactly like mine. And they said that this was found suddenly by 2 children who were following a rabbit which hid inside a niche. So these children saw some light inside the niche and they started following under a rock. And they reached the source of the light was the statue. They brought it out. And in that light they walked. And when the people outside, where lots of people were gathered, they were amazed to see that they brought out the statue from somewhere inside. So they worshipped that statue in that place. Now, these statues give you vibrations, as I give you vibrations, but not so much as I give you. And all the other statues also, there may be many who might be giving you vibrations. And also there was an apparition of her. First I never believed that it could be, but then after feeling the vibrations, now I know it was true, that she did appear here in an apparition. She appeared before me also, you must have seen in a photograph. Of course I like paintings very much of Raphael, especially because he has drawn the mother's face and the child's face so exactly, expressing the feeling of a mother and the child. And imagine that picture appears in the sky. And I didn't tell them to show that Raphael. When I was sleeping, I was not even going to look at it. But at this time, the hollow that was on the back side of Mary comes up on the head. Means Raphael himself did it, or I don't know. How can I explain this? Param Chaitanya is doing all kinds of things, and it does all these just to convince you about such. You have seen photographs of angels around you. So try to be simple, innocent, not reactive, and keep quiet and peaceful. Because here we are talking about the global transformation where people will find their peace in their heart and will establish a new world of peace, joy, and spirituality. May God bless you.